I'm engaged to my fiancé, 25F. I'm the youngest of 6 siblings, and the other 5 siblings are married with kids. When they got married, my parents, 55F and 67M, helped them pay for a house as long as they provided $10,000 to my parents. Now my parents have really wonderful jobs since they own a company and have the finances to put money down for houses. Recently, I became engaged and I asked my parents when could we start searching for houses because I had more than the $10,000 saved and was ready to find a house for me and my future wife. My dad laughed at me and asked what would give me the idea that I was getting a house. I was confused and explained to him the deal he gave to my siblings. My dad told me that deal wouldn't apply to me. I was confused and asked why. My dad scoffed and told me it wasn't my business why, but just to know he wasn't going to provide for me. I left my parents' house and went to my fiancé's apartment in tears because I felt so bad. I thought part of the reason was because I was marrying a woman. I came out as a lesbian at 17 and my dad hasn't been my biggest fan since then. My mom is somewhat distant with me as well. The next day I went to my parents' place and went to talk them calmly. I explained my feelings and how I didn't think it was fair I was getting the short end of the stick. My dad dismissed my feelings and told me he didn't have to accept my engagement or get me a house and he wasn't sure if he would go to the wedding. My mom chimed in and explained that it's not fair of me to ask them to get me a house even though they don't even support my relationship. At this point, I was fed up and I told them they suck as parents and if they didn't support my relationship, then I wouldn't even bother inviting them. I left to my fiancé's apartment and cried. I got several texts from my aunt, my mom's sister, saying I was an ungrateful brat and should be ashamed of myself. My twin siblings, 27F and 27M, who I'm closest to, told me I'm in the right and think my parents are being jerk. My brother thinks I went overboard by saying they suck, but my sister says they had it coming. So Aita for telling my parents they suck? Edit to add, some people don't believe my parents have gotten homes for my other siblings. Both my parents work in oil and so did my paternal grandpa before he passed. Once he passed, he left everything to my dad as my dad is an only child. We've been well off since I was a child and my dad invested some money in savings account for each of us. The homes aren't super extravagant, they're simple starter homes. I realize I sound privileged saying that and I know I have privilege that my parents are able to do that.